Joe Biden looked good. He did. He looked very good. I mean, he's old. We know he's old, but whatever he's on, whatever drug that they have him on is working. It worked. You know, I mean, he was a little overboard with like Russia's marching through Europe. And I'm not commenting on the substance of what he said, but the aesthetic was like this guy came to party. He was doing crowd work. He was going off script, going back and forth with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I didn't know if he was going to be, he had a couple of flubs that were troubling, but we're used to them. It's all about getting people used to the thing. Everybody gets used to the thing that George W. Bush also couldn't speak. And he would make up words, and then it just became like, oh, it's fun. It's fun. You know? So Biden's thing is going to be, every now and then he's going to go, he's going to stop. He's going to look like he's dead. He's going to search for a word he cannot find. And then he'll eventually get it, and you're going to be kind of hanging on in that moment. There was a few times during the State of the Union where you were like, it's almost done. It's almost over. Come on, you got this. You got it. And you were hanging on to his word. You know, you're like, whoa, what are you going for? And he goes, yeah, you get on a plane, we'll go to, I'll take you to Moscow. And then he goes, well, not Moscow. He goes, but he goes, maybe Moscow. Like he doubled back. He saved it. So that's what's going to, and in the debate, I mean, woo, the debates are going to be just, oof, like hanging on for dear life to every word he says. But it's made him kind of exciting again. His ability to go in and do 90% of it, and then the other 10%, you're like, how bad could this get? How off the rails could this get? Kind of makes him exciting. And you're kind of like, oh, it's kind of interesting. Because there were a few moments during a largely coherent speech. There were a few moments when it was deer in headlights. He didn't know where he was going. He didn't know why he had arrived at where he was. He was lost. You know, you could see it. He goes, how did I even get here? Forget like where I go next. How did this happen? One of them was when Marjorie Taylor Greene was like, say her name. And then he said the name of the woman killed by the illegal, what's her name? Lyle Lacy, Lincoln Riley. He's like, Lincoln Riley, killed by an illegal. And then he was lost for a minute because he's like, how did this happen? Do you have that moment?
I think so. Yeah, here one second.
Let's see if we have that moment. Because for a minute he's like, how am I here? How did I get to Lincoln Riley? But all in all, a phenomenal job from a guy who is a corpse. Whatever drug, I think it's called the Lazarus drug. I think this is a drug that they put people on at the end when they're in it's stage 4, but they still have to be the president. Like this is the final, this is what they've got. Make no mistake, what he is on is the best they can do. That guy at that podium you will not get that guy any other time. You might get it in a debate. Did you see when he was having ice cream talking about Israel and Gaza? You're not going to get that guy in the ice cream shop. You're not getting him in the Oval Office when he kind of doesn't know what's happening. You're getting him very, very rarely. That level of energy, that level of clarity. Except for, again, a few, because nothing's perfect. No drug is perfect. Let's take a look at this.
Not really.
Here he goes. Go to the pin. Go to the pin.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal.
Good. He says illegal.
That's right. But how many of the thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand.
Good. He brings it back to him. How good was that? No, but that was good. I was shocked. I was on the couch going, who the is this? Lincoln Riley. And he's like, she was killed by an illegal. Everybody's like, okay. And then he's like, then he brings it back to him. He's like, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself, and everyone has to quiet down. But then he's kind of, now watch. Can we watch a little more? Because now he kind of doesn't quite know where he is right after that moment. Right after that moment, he's a little confused. He's a little befuddled. Because, you interrupted his flow. He's been practicing this speech, every single day. And they interrupted him. Marjorie Taylor Greene interrupted his flow. And then he's like, so then the moment after that, he's a little all over the place. Like he's not, but I mean, I was shocked.
It's not about him. It's not about me. I'd be a winner. Not really.
There it is. See? There he goes. Where is he? Where is he? What do you get? Get the pin. Get the pin. Get the gavel. Morgan and Morgan.
Lincoln Riley.
That's right.
An innocent young woman who was killed.
They should always have things for him.
That's right.
They should always have visual aids and props for him, by the way.
Parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself.
Pick something else up.
But look, if we change the dynamic at the border,
this is right.
People pay these smugglers $8,000 to get across the border.
Keep going,
because
Pop.
They know if they get by.
Oh boy.
If they get by.
Yep.
And let into the country.
We're there. We're almost
6 to 8
there.
years before they have a hearing.
That's correct.
And it's worth taking the chance of the $8,000.
Yeah, we're getting there.
But
let's start to wrap it up.
If it's only 6 months, 6 weeks.
Whatever.
The idea is
come on in.
Unlikely that people will pay that money.
Come back to us.
All that way.
That's right.
That they'll be able to be kicked out.
That's
quickly.
right. Okay. So it's moments like that. You're on the edge of your seat going, where will it go? But I like the idea of, hey, he has a pin. During the debates, give him visual aids. Give him props. Let him pick something up and remind himself of what he's talking about. If he has to reference somebody who was murdered, make a pin for all of the things he has to read. China should be a pin. He picks it up and goes, China, Taiwan, Taiwan's a pin. Everything should be a pin. I like him with a visual aid. He likes it. He needs it. I want it. I like him going to like a Gallagher-esque bag, if you will. Pulling out props, pulling out things. Here we go. Take a look at what I got. He's got a big map of the border. He gives it to Kamala. He's got a big map. This is a good gag. It also buys him time. He's on a delay, and the drugs are only working so well. So any type of prop bag of wacky gadgets he can bring out during the debate is absolutely essential to keep this on track. So I love him with this pin. What a gift Marjorie Taylor Greene gave to him. She didn't even know. Look at her. She's covered in pins, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's got every pin. Everybody who's got killed by an illegal alien, Marjorie Taylor Greene has their face on a pin. By the way, what store, is that a store I can go to in Florida and just buy dead people pins that were killed by illegal aliens? There's got to be a store. She's from what, Georgia? She's the senator, congresswoman, whatever, who cares? Is there a store in Georgia where people that have been killed by illegals, you can turn them into pins? How does this work? What a fun carnival attraction to just be able to go and go, hey, I'd love to put this face on a pin. And they go, oh, is that, who is that? Is that your wife? No, it's a girl who was killed by an illegal. Oh, it's a fun carnival attraction. Any death that you want to politicize in this country, there should be a place for you to go, whether it's a kid who got shot at Sandy Hook or this poor woman who was killed by an illegal. You should be able to make them into a snow globe, a lava lamp, a pin. You should be able, if you really, you could do everything in this store. You could have like, the targets. You can make people's faces targets if you don't like. But no, dead people whose deaths you want to use as political pawns, you should be able to make them into trinkets and things to hand out. Keychains. If an illegal immigrant kills me, please make me into a keychain. Please, for the love of God, make me into a keychain and hand me out to these, whoever these are, these Turning Point USA people, whatever, who's ever excited to go to these conventions. Make me a keychain, make me a Nerf, maybe shoot little Tim Dillon balls out of a Nerf gun. Figure out a way where I can live on through a kind of really schlocky, knick-knack. It's a knick-knack. It's very interesting to just have the pins of dead people. Do you think Marjorie Taylor Greene puts any of the pins of the kids who've been shot in school shootings on? Probably not, right? And then the Democrats, because the Democrats have all those pins of all the black people who've been killed by the police and the school shooting people. And then the Republicans have the pins of all the fetuses that have been killed. And I mean, you got to just do one pin per whatever, 10 million fetuses, right? That these whores have flushed down the toilet in their part, in what they believe. So it's just got to be pin to pin to pin. And I'm all for it, man. I like this idea of because we know in America that unfortunately people are going to die in ways that we are going to then politicize. This is just what happens. Say her name. So what we have to do is find a way to make those people into, fun souvenirs. Become a souvenir. Die in a political way. Become a souvenir. Be handed out during a convention. Become a pin. Why not? Do it.